guys, it is Jaden and our resident expert Caleb over here with Fantasy Tomorrow. And hopefully, if you're watching this, you made it to the next round in the playoffs. So we are here to help you get your lineups exactly how you need them to hopefully make it to the championship. Fingers crossed. So Caleb, I guess we're just going to dive on into waiver wires. And the first position we should look at is quarterbacks. So are there any quarterbacks we should be picking up? Sorry.
No, you're good. It's Monday. We're still figuring it out over here. But yeah, so there's a couple of really good streaming options at quarterback. So first of all, Mitchell Trubisky for the Chicago Bears. Now, I've put him on this list a couple of times this year, and I know it's Mitchell Trubisky, and he has this whole thing that kind of comes with him, a lot of baggage. But he's a good fantasy quarterback. He's going to be starting again, and he has a good matchup against the Vikings. I think he's going to continue to put up good fantasy points. He did last week. I think he's going to be able to again this week. That Bears offense just looks a whole lot better with him under center, even though, yeah, he turns the ball over, and it's not always pretty, but he gives you fantasy points, and that's what we need right now. That's the most important thing. And then Derek Carr is my other streamable quarterback for this week. He's putting up good fantasy numbers, even though the Raiders are struggling. The Raiders' problems are mostly on the defensive side of the ball, not the offensive side. Right there, or on the offense, they've actually been pretty solid, and Carr has been a pretty decent quarterback. And I think you can stream him this week going up against the Chargers. The Chargers have been giving up plenty of points to opposing quarterbacks and just opposing offenses in general. And I think Carr is going to continue to have a good season or a good game against the Chargers.
Okay, so there are your quarterbacks. Are there any running backs we should be looking to pick up?
Yeah, so it's a little bleak now, especially as we're kind of in the fantasy playoffs, and it's not like we want to hold on to guys because we have bye weeks or because, we think they're going to break out in the future. It's like we need people that can help us right now. So there's only a couple. First, Jeff Wilson Jr., he's splitting touches pretty evenly with Raheem Mostert. He's kind of cemented himself as the clear-cut number 2 running back in San Francisco. And that means that if Mostert were to get hurt, which has happened to him a couple of times this year, Wilson would be the main benefactor. So that kind of increases his value. And that San Francisco running game can be pretty potent at times, so he might be worth an add. Then Tony Pollard for Dallas. He actually kind of outplayed Ezekiel Elliott this past week and has actually looked better than Elliott for much of this season. You can't count on him every week because he just does not get the volume that's needed to actually start him. But again, if Elliott were to get hurt, then Pollard could be a league winner. And that goes for just about any handcuff running back. So again, I've said this the last few weeks, but if there are handcuff running backs out there and you have the bench spots available to go grab one of them and stash them, just in case the person ahead of them were to get hurt, go and do it. They're the most valuable running backs that you can have other than a starting running back because you just never know. Somebody could get hurt and it could end up winning you your league. Just look if you had Mike Davis right now with Christian McCaffrey being out. Mike Davis scored, I think, over 20 half PPR fantasy points this past week. So just grab your backup running back. You never know when that injury bug is going to hit.
Yeah, that's very true. Are there any wide receivers we should be looking to grab?
Yeah, there's a few that have some good upside and are available in most leagues. So first off, Nelson Aguilar for the Raiders. He continues to be the Raiders' most reliable and kind of the most explosive receiver. We know Henry Ruggs is really explosive too, but Aguilar, you can just count on him a lot more, and I think he's going to have some good performances coming up. Tim Patrick for the Broncos has been very consistent this year. Again, he has a good relationship with Drew Lock, and I think that if you are missing a wide receiver, Patrick provides a very solid floor. Where if you plug him into your lineup, you know what you're going to get with him, and you're going to have a safe production from him. Gabriel Davis is actually somebody that I like a lot. Of course, he's a wide receiver for Buffalo, and Josh Allen has just been playing at such a high level that it's starting to affect just about every receiver in this offense. And combine that with John Brown also being out due to injury, and Davis has really been contributing. He has a touchdown in 3 straight weeks, so that's great for Davis, and I think that he's definitely someone that should be added. And then also Keelan Cole for the Jacksonville Jaguars. With Minshew back under center at quarterback for the Jacksonville Jaguars, I think Cole is worth a flyer. He's an explosive player, and I think he's somebody that could provide value for you if you're in a very desperate situation. And then one final one, just in case you're in a deep league, but that's Chad Hansen for the Houston Texans. Now, he's a very deep league pickup. I don't think you should go and grab him and start him in a 10 or 12 team league. But if you're in a dynasty league or some other deep league, grab Chad Hansen because he could have some value. The Houston wide receiver corps has just been so decimated by injuries and suspensions. Deshaun Watson just does not have that many people to throw the ball to, but Chad Hansen has performed well the last couple of weeks, and he's someone that could produce for the next couple of weeks as the season starts to kind of close out.
Okay, and now for our tight ends. Is there anyone we should be looking to grab?
So first of all, Jared Cook. He's available in about half of ESPN leagues right now. He's in line for a good week too. This upcoming week, going up against the Chiefs. The Chiefs give up most of their yards through the air, or most of their points through the air from the tight end position. Mike Gesicki this past week was just tearing up the Chiefs as a tight end, and I think Cook is going to be in line for a good matchup this week. He's definitely someone that you can grab if he's available in your league and plug him in and play him. And then also Logan Thomas. If you're desperate in need of a tight end, Thomas has not been super consistent this year, but with Alex Smith in at quarterback, we know that he loves to throw it to those tight ends, and Thomas is seeing a pretty large target share in that Washington offense, so I think he's definitely someone that you can go grab and play if you're in a very desperate spot.
And now it's time to talk defenses, so who should we be looking at for week 15?
So first of all, the Cardinals. They are coming off of just a huge performance against the Giants. They had 8 sacks in that game, so their pass rush is definitely working. And this week they're going to be going up against the Eagles. The Eagles have a very beat-up offensive line that has allowed a lot of sacks. Now, it kind of changes things with Jalen Hurts in at quarterback instead of Carson Wentz. It probably means that this matchup isn't as good as it could have been, but it's still a really favorable matchup. We still don't know enough about Hurts to really be scared of him, and I think the Cardinals' pass rush is going to continue to get home, and I think that they have a really solid floor for defense this week. And then also the Browns. They're going up against the Giants this year, and the Giants have been turning the ball over a lot and allowing a lot of sacks. The Browns' defense isn't anything super special, but they have Myles Garrett. He's an outstanding player, and he's going to get to the quarterback at some point. I think that the Browns' defense as a whole is just going to score plenty of points, and they should absolutely be started this week.
Okay, guys, so there you go. Those are everyone that Caleb thinks you should be looking at on the waiver wire. Guys, please like, comment, and subscribe to this so we can keep bringing you league-winning information for the rest of this season, as well as go on ahead and help you set up your leagues for next season. With that, we're going to say see you later to Caleb, and I'm going to let you know that this is Fantasy Tomorrow, where we're giving you the information to learn today and win tomorrow. See you guys next week.